today I'm going to replace this piece of siding on the barn here. I thought I might just be able to fill it, but it's in really pretty bad shape. So I'm going to remove the piece of siding, and then I'm going to mill a new piece of siding out of a piece of pine using my table saw. The first thing I'm going to do is cut the paint seam at the top of the piece of siding and at the bottom. I'm also going to cut the paint seam where the siding meets the window trim. I'll use a cat's paw to remove the nails in the siding. Now I'm using a small flat bar to get up and underneath the siding. I'm happy to see that the sheathing behind the siding is in pretty good shape. The siding that's on the barn is called colonial siding, and they didn't have any of the siding at the lumber yard that I was just at. And then also I thought, you know, I don't want to buy a big piece of siding when I only need a piece that's almost 2 feet long. So I figured, well, I'll just make it on the table saw. Now, when I first started doing woodwork, I worked for a place called The Woodworker, and we made a lot of molding on the table saw. We made crown molding on the table saw by running the lumber across the saw. So that's basically what I'm going to do here, because I need to put basically a cove in the top of the siding, and then I'll put a rabbet. Can't tell from this piece, but I'll put a rabbet on the bottom of the siding. I've made a small test piece to find the location of the fence and the height of the blade, which is 1/2 inch. Now I'm ready to make the piece of siding. I'm going to lower the blade, and I'll run the piece of siding through the saw, taking off a little bit of material with each pass. To get the measurement for the rabbet in the siding, I can measure the existing piece of siding, and it's just shy of 3/8 by about 1/2 inch to the paint line. Now I'm ready to cut the rabbet in the bottom back of the siding, and I'm going to cut it into the test piece first just to make sure it fits. Okay, well that looks pretty good. I mean, it's maybe not perfect, but it's pretty close. Okay, well that fits pretty good, but before I attach it to the barn, I'm going to bring it back down into the shop and give it a coat of primer on the back and definitely on the end grain. You always want to make sure that you seal the end grain. With the siding back primed and the end grain sealed, I'm ready to attach it to the barn with a few nails. I painted a little roofing cement over the tear that was in the tar paper. I saved the nails when I removed the siding, and I'll use those same nails to attach the new piece. Now I'm going to run a small bead of paintable caulk where the siding meets the door and window trim. I made sure to let the caulk dry for a few hours, and now I'm ready to paint. The color is Heritage Red by Benjamin Moore, and it looks a little light now, but it'll dry darker like the rest of the barn. Well, it looks like this piece of siding may not get that much darker, and I might just end up painting the whole barn. And that's really not such a bad thing, because the barn really could use a paint job. I hope you got something out of the video. Please subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. You'll fall. Don't just pull, you gotta pull it this way.
I got it now.
Now I gotta pull it.
Woohoo!
All right.
Thanks, Dad.